So perhaps you know, just outside and to the left side of the gate to entrance into the compound of where the Radharaman temple is now, there's a pipal tree. And it's very close to Seva Kunj and the Niduvan area. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he used to sit beneath that pipal tree and chant the holy names. So one day, Mahaprabhu, he sent a messenger from Puri to come to Vrindavan. And this messenger was carrying a wooden seat and the saffron, the uttariya, the cloth of Mahaprabhu. And with great honor, he was carrying it. The Mahaprabhu told the messenger, give this seat and this cloth, my seat and cloth, to Gopal Bhatta. So the messenger arrived in Vrindavan and he gave his pranams to Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. And he showed them the gifts. So then Rupa Goswami and Sanat Goswami, they called together all the Vaishnavas. And with big Harinam Sankirtan, they set off, carrying the asana and the cloth of Mahaprabhu in front, with great honor. And Gopal Bhatta was there sitting under the pipal tree. And he saw the Kirtan party coming. And Rupa and Sanatan presented the asana and the cloth to him. And they told him, put it on. Sit on the seat and put it on, the cloth. He said, I cannot do this. Is worshipable for me. This is Mahaprabhu's prasad. It's worshipable for me. Rupa and Sanatan said, no, he sent this for you. Sit on the gadi and put on his cloth. And then on their order, he sat on and put on the cloth. Because if an acharya is about to leave this world, then they may appoint who will teach, who will be the acharya next. So on the one hand, everyone was ecstatic that Mahaprabhu had sent these gifts to Gopal Bhatta. But on the other hand, they knew it means Mahaprabhu is about to disappear from this world. So they disappeared from this world. And you can see, my Gurudev used to say that Gopal Bhatta Goswami is the main pillar holding up the whole Gaudiya Sampradaya. Why? Because on the one hand, he has compiled Hari Bhakti Vilas, which explains everything about Vaishnav life, Vaishnav Achara, how to live in Hari Bhakti Vilas. And on the other hand, Jiva Goswami took the notes of Gopal Bhatta Goswami and rearranged them and gave some explanation, and it became the 6 Sandarbhas. So both the Achar of Gaudiya Vaishnavas and the Vichar of Gaudiya Vaishnavas have their root in Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So that's why my Gurudev always in Radharaman temple, he used to say, Gopal Bhatta Goswami is such a great Acharya. He's the main pillar holding up the whole Sampradaya. So then Mahaprabhu left this world and everyone was weeping. All the great Vaishnavas in Vrindavan, they were weeping. So at that time, when they were unconscious, when they heard the news, then everyone fainted. And in a dream, Mahaprabhu came and he said to Gopal Bhatta Goswami, I am with you all. Rupa and Sanatan are my eternal associates. And Sanatan Goswami, he will expand the service of Madan Mohan. Rupa Goswami will expand the service of Govinda Dev. And Gopal Bhatta, you should go to the Kaligandaki river in the Himalayas. And there you will find 12 Shalagram Shilas. The first Shila that you find will be a Damodar Shila. And I will always reside in that Damodar Shila. If you have worshipped that Damodar Shila, you have worshipped me. And then Mahaprabhu was dancing in the dream and he embraced Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So then, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he woke up from his fainted condition. All the Vaishnavas woke up from their fainting condition. And by seeing each other, they could understand that they all had the same vision of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They had all fainted in separation, and Mahaprabhu had come and given them all the same vision at that time. So then, Gopal Bhatta, he set off for the Kaligandaki river, and he went there. And on the first day, he fasted and he meditated. And then on the second day, he took bath and he did puja, but he could not find the Shila, which Mahaprabhu said he is residing in that Shila. So on the third day, he was crying and he was praying, "Oh, Mahaprabhu, will I never see you again?" When did he see? He only saw him in his childhood. He served him for 4 months during the Chaturmasya, and he never saw him again, except for now in the dream. And now he was searching for that Shalagram Shila, where Mahaprabhu would accept his service directly. So, Sri Radharaman Bihari Ji ki jai. So then, Gopal Bhatta went to the Gandaki river and he put his hands in to offer Arghya. And just when he put his hands in the river, then the Damodar Shila came in his hands. And he was so ecstatic. He was so ecstatic. He said, "Oh, now I found the Shalagram Shila. I'm immediately going back to Vrindavan." And he set off to go back to Vrindavan. He totally forget that Mahaprabhu told him, "You have to collect 11 Shilas." So, in Gopal Bhatta, he prepared to leave. He forgot everything, but Mahaprabhu doesn't forget. So then, for his journey, he will need some water in his pot. So he came to the bank of the river and he took his water pot to fill up, to set off on the journey. And he dipped his pot in the water and 11 Shilas just washed into his pot. And they were, "Oh, now I remember." So then he said he was so happy. And with the Damodar Shila and the other 11 Shilas, he came back to Vrindavan. And he would sit underneath that pipal tree. And he would serve those Shalagram Shilas. He used to keep them in a bag. And after he finished serving them, then he would hang the bag on the tree. You've all seen the tree, right? You've all been there?
We have a people tree in our front yard.
Mm-hmm.
What's the significance?
Of a pipal tree?
Yeah. What does it have?
Ashwata. Swa means tomorrow, and A means no. Ashwat, no tomorrow. When Krishna was about to leave this world, he was leaning on the Ashwata tree. That means that this world is the place where whatever exists today will not exist tomorrow. So, but anyway, he's underneath this tree. This tree is a Kalpavriksha. So we think that he's one eternal associate of Radha and Krishna also. And he's hanging the bag of Shalagram Shilas on the tree. But he would go and participate and watch the puja and the service of Madan Mohan and Govinda Dev and Gopinath. And then it came to, what day did it come to? Nashinga Chaturdasi. And there was a big celebration on Nashinga Chaturdasi. And on the Nashinga Chaturdasi day, he saw the service and the Abhishek and the decorations of all the deities. And he thought, "Oh, I have Shalagram Shila. And I cannot decorate them nicely." And one wealthy merchant came to him and gave him a big box with all beautiful ornaments. And he was thinking, "Oh, but I have no deity. I cannot decorate them with these ornaments. They'll just be like when you put curry on a brinjal. You know, it just runs off. So I will not be able to decorate the Shalagram Shila with these ornaments." And that night he went to sleep. And he was crying in his sleep. Then in the dream, Krishna came to him and said, "Don't be in anxiety. All your desires will come true." And then he woke up from the dream. And he got up and he went to his pipal tree and he took the bag down from the pipal tree and he opened it. And instead of being 12 Shalagram Shilas, there were 11 Shalagram Shilas and Radha Ramala ki jai. He wondered, where did this deity come from? And he looked on the back of Radharaman and he saw it was round and there was the mark of the Damodar Shila. So he realized that Radharaman himself had manifested Damodar Shila. And he used to go and have darshan of Govinda, Gopinath and Madan Mohan. But he thought, I can sometimes serve Govinda, sometimes Madan Mohan, sometimes Gopinath, but I want to serve them all at once. And when he saw Radharaman, he saw Radharaman has the feet of Madan Mohan, the face of Govinda, and the chest of Gopinath. That is, he's the combined deity of Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojan. All. And his name is Radha Raman because Mahaprabhu said, I am always living there. So, because he is the combined form of Radha and Raman, so his name is Radha Raman. Serving Radha Raman is the same as serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as well. Very beautiful. So, and why is his name Raman? Because that pipal tree is a very special place. during the Rasa Leela. Krishna was dancing with all the gopis, but he wanted to have a group dance. But every gopi was feeling such a Sobhagyonmad. They became intoxicated with their own good fortune, thinking Krishna's only dancing with me. And their sthai bhav was being nourished by the santri bhav of garv, pride. And one of the symptoms of garv is that you don't pay attention to what others are doing. A proud person, if he's going somewhere and says hello, and, but he doesn't acknowledge others. So, because the gopis had Sobhagyonmad and it was nourished by garv, they were very happy. And actually their intoxication, their pride gives happiness to Krishna. It's not a material pride, don't think that. It's a wave in their love for Krishna. So it's good, it gives happiness to him. But he wasn't satisfied. Why? Because the symptom of that Santri Bhav is you can't pay attention to others. So if you're not paying attention to others, how can you have a group dance? Because to dance in a group, everyone has to be spatially aware of everyone else. So even though it's not rehearsed or choreographed, it's spontaneous. But it's still, everyone has to be in tune with each other. But no one's aware of anyone else. And they're not aware of the supreme position of Srimati Radhika. So what did Krishna do? Tasam tat sobhagamadam vikshamanam keshava prashamaya prasadaya tatraiva antadiyata. In order to pacify the, to quell the pride of the gopis and also to pacify the man of Radhika. Radhika became upset and she made her eyebrow become twisted and Krishna became afraid. So he quickly took the hand of Radhika and disappeared from the Rasa Leela. Then all gopis were searching for Radha and Krishna. But Radha and Krishna went to a private place and they enjoyed beautiful pastimes there. But then after some time, Krishna thought, oh, the other gopis, they must be searching for us in the forest. And soon they will arrive here. So Krishna said to Radhika, oh, let's go. There's a beautiful forest over there. Let's continue further into the forest. But Radhika said to Krishna, Tato gatva banuddesham dripta keshamam abravit na parayeham chalitam nayamam yatrate manaha. The meaning is that when Krishna suggested we should go to the next forest, then dripta keshavam abravit, Radharani, she was very proud also. She had pride. And she spoke to Keshava. Why is his name Keshava? Because when they were playing, they became so absorbed. Krishna thought, I am Radhika, and Radhika thought, I am Krishna. So Krishna tied up Radhika's hair in a top knot and with a peacock feather like his hair. And then after their loving pastimes, Radharani said, you should make my hair back the way it was before. Otherwise, if my Sakis see this, they'll ridicule me. So then Krishna untied the top knot of Radhika's hair and decorated her hair with flowers. So the Keshan Vayate iti Keshava, that Krishna who decorates the hair of Radhika is called Keshav. So Dripta, Radhika was so proud how Krishna had served her. Keshavam abravit, she said to Keshav, what? Na parayam chalitam, I am unable to go any further. Nayamam yatrate manaha, you can take me wherever you want. And when she said this, oh, why did she say it? This moment is so very relishable and delicious. Do you know why she said, I can't go any further, you can carry me? Because just as Krishna knew some gopis may come and find them, Radhika was thinking, oh, my Sakis, they gave their whole life to serving me, and I'm so selfish. I went away with Krishna by myself. Without them, I've neglecting all my Sakis. So Krishna wants to keep moving, but if I can delay him here or slow him down, then my Lalita and Vishaka and other Sakis, they'll come and they can also play with Krishna. I should not neglect them. So this is actually called Surid Bhav. Surid Bhav means the friendship, the loving feeling that the gopis have for each other in their group. So Radhika has Surid Bhav for her Sakis, it's a Sanchari Bhav. The Sakis, like Lalita and Vishaka, have Surid Bhav for Radhika, equal to the love that they have for Krishna. But the Manjaris have more Surid Bhav for Radhika than their Sthai Bhav, their gratitude for Krishna. And that is called Bhavalasarati. So here it is, the Surid Bhav of Radhika is manifest. But when she said, you can carry me wherever you like, then Krishna, who's Rasik Shekhar, he's a great relisher of rasa. He thought, oh, this cannot go on. Why? Because in Parakya Bhav, one of the couple is a Dakshin, submissive, and one is Bhamya, one is contrary, or dominant. They cannot become too dominant or too submissive at the same time. So Krishna was just submissive, decorating the hair of Radhika, and now Radhika said, oh, you can carry me wherever you want. She's also becoming submissive. So then the ras will not be relishable. So Krishna immediately disappeared and he abandoned Radhika. He left at that exact moment because he's such a genius. Krishna is such a genius. He wanted to achieve some aims. What is that? The other gopis did not realize that Radhika's love is the highest. So the fact that Krishna disappeared with Radhika means that Radhika is superior at the time of meeting. And now if he'll abandon Radhika and the other gopis will find her and see her separation is greater than theirs, they'll realize Radhika is superior in meeting and Radhika is superior in separation. That our separation is like a firefly and her separation is like a great conflagration of a forest fire. And then all the gopis will give respect to Radhika. And what happens when you give a respect to a person who's more advanced than you in bhakti? Their prem overflows and you become uplifted. And so Krishna disappeared so that Radhika's separation would manifest. All the gopis would realize she's superior to them in meeting and in separation, and they would all be respectful and friendly towards Radhika and sympathetic for her. And then Radhika's prem by Yavadasravati would spread out and uplift all the gopis. And then when Krishna comes back, the Rasalila could take place and they would all be paying attention and they could have the group dance. But with everyone on a much higher level than ever before. You see how Krishna is a genius? That's the first symptom of the dear Lalit Nayak. Vidagdata. Vidagdo navatarunya parihasa bisarda. Oh, I'm just remembering the commentary of Sridhar Swami on the Rasalila. It says a beautiful thing. Sridhar Swami, please send the verse to me. Okay, it's coming. How many instruments are playing in the Rasalila? How many instruments? How many? 2 instruments. Actually, there are millions of instruments. So many kartals and venas and santur and many, many instruments. But in a poetic way, Sridhar Swami, he's saying, Rasalila jayatyesha yaya samyujate nisham. Hare vidagdata bherya radha saubhagya dundubi. In this Rasalila, 2 instruments are playing. It is the beating of the berry drum of Krishna's Vidagdata. He's Vidagda. He's so rasik. He's so artistic. He's so expert. And so how Krishna made this Rasalila become so perfect? By leaving all gopis and then also abandoning Radhika and then coming back. It was such a genius thing. Only Krishna can understand rasa to this extent. So in this Rasalila, it is this Rasalila, all glories to the Rasalila. By this Rasalila, there is the eternal beating of the berry drum of Krishna's Vaidagdata, his artistic rasic skill, and also boom, 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 boom. The eternal loud beating of the kettle drum of Radhika's Saubhagya, her great fortune, which is beyond the great fortune of any other gopi, even Chandravali. So this is the Rasalila. So I went off the topic a little bit, and I feel very happy about that because when Krishna suddenly abandons Radhika, it's painful. It's painful. This verse, when Krishna disappeared, Radhika cried out, Ha Nata Ramana Presta Kwasi Mahabhuja Dasyaste Kripanaya Me Sakke Darshaya Sanhidim. Once there was a public Harikatha. And one Vaishnava, he was standing up and he was speaking and he said this verse. When Krishna disappeared from the Rasalila, Radhika cried, Ha Nata Ramana Presta. And Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, he could not control his emotions. And we were sitting in the audience and he stood up and said, stop. Don't say Kwasi Mahabhuja. Rather you should say, Itastatastam manasritta radhikam anangabana branakinna manasa. You should say the verse of Gita Govinda that Radharani left the Rasa Leela and Krishna was crying for her. The opposite situation. That is from the Vasanta Rasa in Gita Govinda. Because being Nayana Mani Manjari, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur cannot tolerate the Krishna leaving and Radhika fainting in pain of separation. No, Radhika should leave and Krishna should faint in separation. But anyway, we are telling this verse. Why? Because when Krishna said, yes, you sit on my shoulder. And Radhika went to sit on his shoulder and suddenly he was gone. Then she cried, Ha Nata, oh my Pran. That means I cannot live without you. Ramana. Ramana. And this is where Radhika called Krishna Raman. Oh my lover. That means that you took me alone to experience some special happiness with me that you cannot experience with any other gopi. So why did you leave? Come back. Oh Ramana. Prashta. You are most dear to me. Kwasi Kwasi Mahabhuja. It was as if Krishna was saying to Radhika, oh, but now you are dying in separation, and if I will come back, you will die. It's too late now. The pain is too much for you. Radhika said, no. Mahabhuja, Kwasi Kwasi, where are you with your strong arms? She's saying, oh Krishna, yes, I'm about to die, but if you embrace me with your strong arms, there'll be like a Sanjeevani booty that will bring me back to life. Dasyaste, Krishna said, but look, I am the prince. I'm a prince. I'm the son of the king of Braj. Why did you tell me that I should carry you around in the forest on your shoulder? How did you become so proud? Radharani said, Dasyaste kripanayame. I am your dasi. I am just your dasi. Be merciful to me. Krishna said, but then why did you order me to carry you? Nayama means you take me. It's in the imperative. She said, oh, Sake, oh my friend, because you were playing with me so intimately and you were personally decorating my hair. Then I saw you as my friend. And so I spoke to you in this way. Then Krishna said, yes, then come to me. Dasyaste kripanayame sake darshya sanidim. Oh, I can't see you. My eyes are so full of tears. You show yourself to me. And then Radhika fainted and fell to the ground unconscious. But where did she fall to the ground unconscious? Underneath that pipal tree. So in that place where Radhika called Raman and fell unconscious beneath that very pipal tree, that's where Radharaman appeared. This is...
Since we have a people tree outside the temple, do we pray to her or him, or what do we do?
No, you can, when you see the pipal tree, you don't think that that pipal tree is in Miami. You should think that the pipal tree is there or very close to Seva Kunj, and that is the place where Krishna, Radhika spoke these words to Krishna, and then Krishna disappeared and Radhika was weeping. And then it's the place where all the Sakis found Radhika and they brought her back to consciousness again. When you see that pipal tree, you can remember this pastime, and you can remember in Gaura Lila, that's in Radha Krishna Lila, in Gaura Lila you can remember that it's the appearance place of Radharaman on the day after Nishinga Chaturdasi. And now all the desires of Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, he could decorate with ornaments and crown and flute and ankle bells, everything. So, running out of time. There are many beautiful things here. Next year. So, now we come to Srinivasa Acharya. Srinivasa Acharya, perhaps you know, he was a disciple of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Gopal Bhatta Goswami was his Diksha Guru. But Gopal Bhatta Goswami told him, go and study under Jiva Goswami as your Shiksha Guru. So Srinivasa Acharya, along with, and there was a disciple of Lokanath Das Goswami, was also sent to Jiva Goswami. That was Nartam Das Thakur. And also, another one, the Dukhi Krishna Das, he became Shamananda. So three, they were studying under the guidance of Jiva Goswami. But of the three, Srinivasa Acharya was the senior most. And so Narottam Das Thakur, in his songs, he prays, Doya Kora Shri Acharya Prabhu Srinivaso. So though he is his Shiksha god brother, but he sees him also like a Shiksha guru as well. So how great is Srinivasacharya? And it was when Jiva Goswami sent Narottam Srinivas and Shyamananda to bring the books of the 6 Goswamis, to take them from Vrindavan to Bengal, because in Bengal there are many lipi. Lipi means scribes, and they could copy out the books, because everything had to be copied out by hand in those days, and then the 6 Goswamis' books could be distributed. So on the way, then at night while they were sleeping, some dacoits came and stole the bullock cart with all the books of the 6 Goswamis. And everyone was devastated. And Srinivasacharya, he was the senior most, so he took responsibility. And he told the others, oh, Shyamananda, you continue. You have to go preaching in Orissa. Narottam Das Thakur, you have to go to Kuturi and preach in Bengal. I'll try to find the books. And he went to the palace of King Birhambir. And the King Birhambir, he very much loved the Srimad Bhagavatam. And in his palace, he had so many Brahmins all dressed in silk with beautiful, fragrant, oiled hair. And they used to recite Srimad Bhagavatam. So one day, Srinivasacharya came there. He was just dressed in simple white cloth, very poor. And he came there. And but he was so effulgent. And when those Brahmanas, they were trying to explain Brahma Gita, but they could not really understand it. So Srinivasacharya, he requested, may I say a few words? And he began to speak on Brahma Gita in such a beautiful way. The king was weeping, all the Brahmanas were weeping. And the king wanted to accept him as his guru, and he surrendered at his lotus feet. Please accept me as your disciple. And so Srinivasacharya, he gave initiation to the king. And the king said, I want to give you Guru Dakshin. Is there something that I can give you? He said, well, actually, I've lost a bullock cart, which has a sign on the side saying, Amulya Dan, priceless treasures. Can you help me find it? And then the king spoke to his men, and he found out that it was some of his own men had confiscated it. You can't just go through someone else's kingdom without paying tax with a great treasure. But when they took the cart that said a priceless treasure on it, they found it's just full of palm leaves. How disappointing. But the king told them, oh, actually, please excuse me, my men have it. And he returned the books, and then he continued on his way. But King Birhambir, he sponsored the Gaudiya Vaishnavism and the preaching of Srinivasacharya, and the whole area all became filled with Gaudiya Vaishnav temples and Kirtan and Gaudiya Harikatha. And if you go to the Radha Damodar temple and you do parikrama around the samadhis, and you go past Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur Samadhi and Srila Madhusudan Maharaj's Samadhi, and round Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj's Samadhi, and the last Samadhi on the right side before you go through to Rupa Goswami, there is the Samadhi of King Birhambir. Is there. And his queen as well. So they became great Vaishnavas, the disciples of Srinivasacharya. So Srinivasacharya, his bhajan was so deep. His bhajan was so deep. One day, he was chanting the holy name and he went into trance. And in his trance, he saw Sachinandan Gohari and the Panchatattva. And he began to worship Mahaprabhu, and he gave Mahaprabhu in his meditation a beautiful garland. So Mahaprabhu was dancing, and Mahaprabhu very lovingly embraced him. And then Mahaprabhu took the garland off and he gave it to Srinivasacharya as his prasadi garland. So then after some time, Srinivasacharya, he stopped chanting and he opened his eyes and he was wearing the garland. That the actual garland from his trance manifested in this, it came from the realm of his trance and manifested in this world. And it had such a divine fragrance that spread everywhere for miles. And he immediately became embarrassed and wanted to hide the garland. But he couldn't, because the fragrance was going everywhere, and all the Vaishnavas came, what happened? Where's that fragrance going? So he was very humble, and he tried to hide what happened. Because he said, Apana bhajana kata na kohibe jatatata. Your own bhajan, the discussion of your own bhajan, you don't speak here and there. Hmm? Our acharyas, they always quote Rupa Goswami said this and Sanatana Goswami said that. Actually, they have their own pastimes with Radha and Krishna, but they don't say. So when they're quoting all the acharyas, why? They're actually hiding. Or they may, through the katha of the acharyas, also reveal their own moods and pastimes, but through their katha. So, apana bhajana katha nakahibo jatatata nartam dastakra. I will not speak about my own bhajan here and there. Why? Because a bhajan is like camphor. Camphor you have to keep in a box. If you take the lid off, what happens? It will evaporate and it will be gone. So Srinivasacharya, he tried to hide that this garland had come out from his meditation. But anyway, the fragrance revealed everything. On another day, Srinivasacharya, he was chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And he saw that he was Mani Manjari. His swarup is Mani Manjari. And it was springtime. It was the time of Holy Lila. So Lalita told Mani Manjari, oh, you should bring the pitchkaris. You know the pitchkaris. It means the super soakers. Yeah, the big syringes. The super soakers. And you should bring the grenades. They made a very soft lac and full of flower pollen inside. So when you throw them like a grenade, then when they land, they go poof, and all the pollen spreads out in a cloud. So she was carrying all the ammunition for the holy war, and she was following the Shrimati Radhika. And when Radhika and her Sakis met with Krishna, then Hari Re! The battle began, and Krishna was throwing the pollen bombs at Radharani, and Mani Manjari was jumping in front of Radhika so she'll be hit with the bomb instead of Radhika. This is a very wonderful service. Because if you jump in front of Radharani and you take the bomb instead of Radhika, then you save Radhika. And if you miss and it hits Radhika, then anyway, Krishna will come and wipe away the pollen from the body of Shrimati Radhika. So it's a win-win. This seva is so wonderful. Win-win seva. So in this way, the Mani Manjari was seeing the ecstasy of the anurag of Radha and Krishna spreading everywhere. This red color is actually the anurag from the heart of Radhika manifesting. And they're seeing newer and newer and newer every moment. This is the meaning of Hori. Sambodhan de kahiyat jori. Tako naam sambodhan de varnata jori. Tako naam kahiyata hori. In Brij Bhasit he said, when the Sakis look at Radha and Krishna, and they're newer and newer and more beautiful at every moment, and they're so astonished, and they turn to their Saki and say, look, look. You know what the word is? Look, look at the new beauty that was never seen before. Hori, Hori. Sambodhan de Bharanata Jori, addressing a Saki and describing the ever-fresh beauty of Radha Krishna. Tako Nam, that is called Hori. Hori Reyes. So Mani Manjari was relishing the seva of Radha Krishna at this time. Then suddenly the spurti disappeared, and Srinivasacharya came back to his external consciousness and opened his eyes, and he saw that there was red color all over his dhoti. And then he had to quickly run and hide again. But it's too late, the fragrance was going everywhere. So how great is Srinivasacharya? One day Srinivasacharya, he sat on an asana in meditation. From morning to night, he was chanting the whole day and night. Then the next day, he was chanting the whole day and night. And then the next day came, and Srinivasacharya has two wives, one named Ishwari and one named Srimati. And they were crying. They thought, oh, he's in a trance and he's hardly breathing. They thought it would be his Tirabhav Tithi. They thought that he would pass away. And so they went to his most dear disciple. Who is his most dear disciple? Ramachandra Kaviraj. Doya Kora Sri Acharya Prabhu Srinivas Ramachandra Sangamage Narottamo Das. His most intimate disciple. So they ran and said, please come and help. We think that your Guru Maharaj, he may pass away any moment now. So then Ramachandra came and he took an asana and put the asana down next to his Gurudev and took his japamala And then he began to chant the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. And he went into trance. And Ramanachandra Kaviraj saw that he was Karun Manjari. And Karun Manjari was looking around. She saw that Radha and Krishna were sitting in a kunj. But just nearby, on the bank of Radha Kund, some Manjaris were standing and they were looking in the water and they were pointing. And there he saw Mani Manjari was in the water. And she was diving again and again into the water. So then Karun Manjari, she came over to the other Manjaris on the bank and said, what happened? They said, oh, Radhika has lost her favorite nose ring in the water when she was playing in the Jal Kelly. And Mani Manjari is trying to find it. So then Karun Manjari said, oh, Saki, I'll help. And Karun Manjari jumped in the water and the two of them were diving again and again. And then Karun Manjari noticed there was a lotus flower and it was one stem that with two flowers. And in the middle of the two flower stems where they joined together, there was the nose ring of Shrimati Radhika. So then Karun Manjari, she took that nose ring and gave it to Mani Manjari. Mani Manjari came out of the water and gave it to Rupa Manjari. Rupa Manjari came to where Radha and Krishna were sitting in a kunj on a beautiful golden throne. And Rupa Manjari put the nose ring in the nose of Shrimati Radhika. And so then Rupa Manjari came to the Mani Manjari and said, oh, Mani Manjari, Radhika was so pleased with your service that she spat out some tambul. She had been chewing some tambul and she spat it onto this betel leaf. And this is for you. And she put the betel nut in the hand of Mani Manjari. And then the Srinivasacharya, he came out from his trance and he opened his eyes. And Ramachandra Kaviraj came out from his trance and opened his eyes. And they looked at each other because they'd just come back from serving Radha and Krishna together. And they looked at each other in amazement. And then the Srinivasacharya opened his hand and saw the tambul was there from Radhika. And he gave it to Ramachandra Kaviraj, and the two, they tasted the tambul remnant of Radhika and embraced each other and weeping. This is Sadguru and Satsishya relationship. Oh. And then the wives, they stopped crying and everyone was, Haribo, Haribo! So there are many more pastimes of Srinivasacharya, but I'll just take one verse because my wife is doing time out. She's in more anxiety than Srinivasacharya's wife. I have to go to the airport to fly. So just one small verse is very important. Rupa Goswami Pad has written in Ujjaya Nilamani, one day Radhika thought, oh, I want my Mani Manjari to play with Krishna. So she sent one Saki, go to Mani Manjari and arrange for her to go and play with Krishna. So she sent that Saki. Radhika was waiting. After some time, the Saki came back. And she said, Tvaya yad upabhujate murajid anga sangi sukam tadeva bahu janati swayamavaptita shuddhadi maya krita vilobanapyatati chaturi charyaya kadapi mani manjari nakurute abhisar spriham. The meaning is, she said, oh Radhika, I went there to Mani Manjari and I told her, oh Mani Manjari, today is your most fortunate day. Krishna wants to meet with you. So at once come with me, he's waiting, don't delay. Mani Manjari said, no, I don't want to meet with Krishna. I experience much more happiness when my Saki Radhika meets with Krishna than if I were to meet with Krishna myself. So I don't want to go. So then that Saki said, listen, I know that you're dedicated to Radhika, but so is Lalita. Lalita loves Radhika, Vishaka loves Radhika, and they're sometimes Saki, but sometimes they also become Nayika when Radhika wants them to meet with Krishna. They also meet with Krishna. So why don't you be like Lalita and Vishaka? Why are you always making yourself so lagu? Why? Don't be so lagu. Make yourself insignificant. Mani Manjari said, Kadapi Mani Manjari na kurute abhisas priham. Under no circumstances, I will not go on the Abhisar and meet with Krishna. So then that Saki, she came back and she was reporting this to Shrimati Radhika. And when Radhika heard this, she was so overjoyed, feeling the love of her Dasi. Because Sakyaya Te Mama Namostu Namostu Nityam. We bow down again and again to the position of Lalita and Vishaka. They are superior, they are greater than us. By what? Padmaryada. Padmaryada means by the etiquette of their status in the group. Lalita and Vishaka are superior. But Dasyaya Te Mama Namostu Namostu Nityam. Satyam. Satyam means I make a vow. Namostu is Satyam. Means I make this vow. I only want to experience the ever fresh rasa of being Radhika's dasi. So why? Because the dasis, by padmaryada, that is by the etiquette of their status, they are lower. But by seva sobhagya, that means by the fortune of their service opportunities, it is a greater. Like this. So see, Srinivasacharya is so great, you know. Rupa Goswami's disciple is Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami's Siksha disciple is Srinivasacharya. That Srinivasacharya is Mani Manjari. But before Mani Manjari even came to Vrindavan, Rupa Goswami had glorified her in Ujjwal Nilamani. So how great is Srinivasacharya? Srinivasacharya ki jai. Shri Avibhatiti Mahotsav ki jai. Shila Madhavendra Puripad ki jai. Shri Radha Raman Lal ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. So we'll sing one brief kirtan, and then I'll be meeting with devotees here for darshans and everything, and take prasadam. Hopefully, if Shamarani will be so kind as to give me a darshan. No, after lunch, right? Is it after lunch? Yes, after lunch. Is that? Can you find some time for me, please? I suppose that means yes. Okay. So we'll sing one song to Radharaman. Umiro Radha Ramana Giridhari Giridhari Sham Banwari Mero Radha Ramana Giridhari Giridhari Sham Banwari Mero Radha Ramana Giridhari Giridhari Shama Banwari Mero Radha Ramana Ari Giridhari Shama Banwari Mero Radha Ramana Giridhari Mero Radha Ramana Giridhari Giridhari Kunja Vihari Giridhari Kunja Vihari Giridhari Rasa Vihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Radhe, Radhe Govinda Bado Radhe, Radhe, Radhe Govinda. Braj Dulhi Prano se pyari lage, Braj Mandala Mahi Basaye Raho, Rasiko ke susang mein mast raho. जग जाल से नाता बचाए रहो नित्य प्यारी की झांकी निहार करो नित्य प्यारी की झांकी निहार करो चाबी चाप से नाता चिखाए रहो मेरा विनोद बिहारी पिनोतिए मेरी नैनों से नैना मिलाए रहो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो 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 राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो बोले वृंदावन लाल की जय वरसनी वाली की जय 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 श्री राधे शाह Sai Gaura Sitanath Premanande Hari Hari Bo Jai Sisi Guru Gauranga Gandhava Vidari Sisi Varunodgara Raman Bihari Juki Jai Nitirila Pristom Mustpare Istusma Rupanugachara Shabaktidat Narayan Goswami Raj Ki Jai Nitirila Pristom Mustpare Istusmat Gauragavanda Goswami Raj Ki Jai Nitirila Pristom Mustpare Istusmat Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nitilil Pristom Mistpare Storazat Sisimat Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitilil Pristom Mistpare Storazat Bhaktivedanta Kis Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Tadiya Satpar Srila Vrinda Ki Jai Mahabhaga Bhavash Gokshodas Bhanu Raj Ki Jai Saptam Goswami Sajan Thakur Bhakti Nod Ki Jai Sri Upanuka Gaura Gurva Ki Jai Jai Sri Upasanatana Bhatta Raghunath Sri Jiva Gopal Bhaddada Sruna Sad Goswami Bhu Ki Jai Prem Gos Kush Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanand Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Sri Bharamanda Katamanda Gauramanda Ki Jai Tibuna Mankara Sri Harinam Sankirtan Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Hare Krishna. Everyone, please come to Brajmanda Parikrama in Kartik. Haribo, be in contact with us. You have to register before, so you can see the poster. If you can register as soon as possible, then we know how many rooms to book and the transport and all things. Yes. Hare Krishna. So, you pack everything.